what's up? It's your girl Peyton back at you with a video. Today's video will be about my labor and delivery story. So let's get right into the video. Alright, so starting with, which I'm going to use my phone so I can have exact dates because it was all so just, I don't know. Alright, so here, April 2nd, boom. Here we are, Friday, Saturday, okay. So on March 31st, I went to the hospital because I had been vomiting really bad and I had really bad diarrhea. I'm sorry if that is TMI. A lot of this video will be TMI, just letting y'all know. So I was vomiting really bad and had really bad diarrhea, and so I called like the nurse hotline, like in my OBGYN. I called the little after hours line, and they told me to go to the hospital as soon as possible to see what was going on, because I had been doing that for about a good 4 to 5 days, and it had got to the point where I was vomiting and pooping nothing but my insides, really. I didn't have any stomach, like stuff inside of my stomach. I wasn't, because I couldn't eat anything. Everything I ate was coming back up, ready to come out. So I was pooping and vomiting nothing. Basically my stomach, like especially when I vomit, it was just the inside of my stomach. It was to the point it was burning my throat, and I had started to bleed because my throat was getting burnt from my stomach acid. So long story short, I went to the hospital. Of course, when you go in to triage, they hooked me up to the monitors so they could monitor me and monitor her. Everything was doing good. I was in triage for a good, I would say 3 to 4 hours. Towards that last hour, they was like, something's not right. Her heart rate keeps going up. We're not liking it. So they were like, well, looking at your charts, because I was 39 weeks and 2 days. So I was almost 40 weeks pregnant. And so they were looking at her heart rate and was like, we're not liking it. It's going down, but it's more so elevated than anything. And they were like, we're going to monitor you for a couple more minutes. Monitor me for some minutes. And they came back and they said, so we're still not liking her heart rate. We are going to induce your labor. So I was like, this means I'm going to have my baby. Like, at that point, I was very excited because I was so tired of being pregnant. I was just tired of being pregnant. Like, I was over it. Really, I was. So I was all excited. I wasn't scared at all. Like, everybody was like, oh, you're gonna be scared. And then they was talking about Pitocin and stuff. I had like read blogs and saw videos, people talking about the Pitocin hurting and everything. So of course I was like, it's gonna hurt. It is what it is. I got this, you know. So I was like, I wanted to have her naturally. I intended to have her vaginally. However, once I got over into the labor and delivery side, like my actual room that I would deliver in, everything changed. So fast forward and past the triage, her heart rate going up. I get put into a room that I would have her in. I was very excited. It was just so emotional. I was like, oh, she's going to be in this bed and she's going to be there and I'm doing that. Okay, that was all fine and dandy. During my pregnancy, I had gestational diabetes. I caught gestational diabetes. I tested negative for it at the very beginning of my pregnancy. They tested me again, and that's when I tested positive around 7 to 8 months. Tested positive for it. So I had to do the 3-hour testing, the 3-hour glucose testing, failed that one. Boom, you have gestational diabetes. I had to start going to a high-risk pregnancy center. And let me tell you, my high-risk pregnancy center in Atlanta, Georgia, was terrible. I cannot stand them. Like, I promise you I couldn't. It was just, I have to make a whole nother separate video about them. I promise you I will, because it was ridiculous. Now, I know I did a really long Google review about the company, but it was terrible. So went to the high risk facility, and they monitor her. I had to go in every single week. So they were monitoring her and everything. So not getting off track, that's a whole nother story. Also about gestational diabetes. So I had gestational diabetes. I had not ate. They told me I could not eat anything. Of course, when you go into labor, they tell you cannot eat. They gave me little ice triplets that wasn't working. So of course my sugar dropped. And once my sugar dropped, that causes a whole lot of other problems. So they were having to come in and shoot me in an IV with this sugary substance. I'm not trying to make this video too long. With this sugary substance, and it was really like a really thick syrup. It was terrible. That's all I can say about that. That was like, I feel like that was the most painful part at that point. So I'm getting off track. Okay, so yes, the glucose stuff they had to give me. I had gestational diabetes. They had to do that. Well, let's get back into that part. I just lost my whole train of thought. So, yeah, I'm in the room. They're shooting me with that stuff. I said I wanted to go natural. However, once they induced me, okay, let's talk about that, the induction. I was on Pitocin. They started me out on a low dosage of Pitocin, and along with Pitocin, they used a Billy Bud, whatever it's called. All I know is it's this balloon that they stick up inside of your vagina, and it expands, and it's supposed to expand your cervix to help your cervix go ahead and open up, water can break, blah blah blah. That, my friend, was the worst. At that point, I said I was dilating and everything. Okay, rewind for a second. When I went into triage, I was actually 3 centimeters. So 3 centimeters, and I think I was about 85. I was at a good, I can't remember the numbers, but I was effaced. I was close to being all the way there. So, all right, now fast forward again back to where I was. That bug, worst experience ever. I cried, kicked the nurse. It was terrible. So at that point, I said, I need an epidural. I can't take it. This is painful. We're just gonna go from there. And I'm thankful that I did get the epidural because it all worked out in the end. So they came in, did the epidural. I was so terrified that it was nothing. I mean, I tolerate pain really good, but it was nothing like what everybody had told me about. Oh, it's this, blah, blah. None of that. I was just like, I just sat there. I was like, that's it? All right, cool. So, they gave me the stuff, knocked me from waist down. Now, that is the worst feeling. I don't like feeling like I'm stuck. And I felt like I was stuck. I couldn't move. Like, it was terrible. Like, that's all I can say. It was terrible. And I don't like that feeling. Because I'm like, if I need to get up and go and run, I can't. I'm just stuck here. Like, mentally, physically I can. Mentally I can't, basically. So, they did that. Fast forward again to not make this so long and drawn out. I don't want the video to be too long. Plus she's fussy. So, alright. So, they gave me that epidural. At this point, okay, I went in on the 31st of March, which was a Saturday. So, going from Saturday to Sunday. We're on to Sunday now. So, nothing else really happened Saturday. So, on to Sunday. Sunday came around, and that's when all the action happened. Everything. That's when the Pitocin happened. All this happened early morning on Sunday. So we're talking about 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Saturday was triage and getting put into my room. Basically, that was really all that happened. It started me up on the Pitocin. That's all. So everything now is Sunday. We're on to Sunday. So early morning Sunday till early morning the next day. So I have the Pitocin, I have the epidural, I done had the bub, I'm dilating. They kept checking my cervix and everything. They were like, oh, you're at 7 centimeters. I was stuck at 8 centimeters, 7 or 8 centimeters. I was stuck there for the whole day. Every time they checked me, I was nowhere near where I needed to be. That was literally all of that day. So At this point, I was getting frustrated. I had started to, because I labored in my back, so I had started to have really, really bad pains. I mean, I was crying. It was the worst thing ever. I was yelling. I would never forget. I was sitting there yelling. I was like, take her out. Like, I mean, cussing and everything. I was like, get her out. I want a cesarean. I don't want to have a vaginal. I just want her out now. And this, how the fuck you gonna tell me I can't get my baby? I mean, like, I was going off. It's my body. I'm paying y'all and da, you know. So all that was going on, it was like, sorry, we can't do it, and you know, we just have to do this to certain procedures. And I'm like, forget y'all procedures, get her out. It's not right. I've been stuck here. I've been in pain for the past 2 days. Like, get her out. This is hell. Like, for real, it really was hell. And it got to the point, like, the stuff that they were shooting to my IV, that was hurting really bad. And come to find out, after the whole labor thing was over and they put me into my postpartum room, my IV was not even fully into my arm. So that thick substance that they were shooting into me to make sure my sugar did not go down was basically trying to go through my skin, a little bit of hole in my skin, because the IV was not in there. So it felt like my muscle, it felt like somebody was like literally just doing something to my muscles. All of this hurt, and to this day, I promise you, it still hurts. It's ridiculous. So from that point, where we at now? So yes, from that point, I'm telling them to get her out. Fast forwarding on to, I would say about 12, no, not even that, it was 12:02. So I would say about 11:30ish. The doctor came in, checked all of my my vitals and stuff. Everything was good. Came back again. I said, something's not right. I have a fever. And it's like, no, Miss Hollis, we just checked you. You don't have a fever. You were just good. You were at 90 this. And I'm like, no, I have a fever. No, we just checked me. I have a fever. I know my body. I know something is going on. So they was like, all right, we'll check you. Check my fever. Oh, you are running a fever. You're at 102.3. So my fever, I had a 102.3 fever. And it was rising. So then next thing you know, the machine started going off. And I'm like, what's that? My baby heart rate got up to 205. That was very, very dangerous. And I felt like the stress and everything. And then okay, she got stuck in the birth canal. She was not coming out. She was trying her hardest. I feel like that stressed her out, and then me being stressed out because I'm in pain and everything put more stress onto her, which caused her heart rate to raise. So she had a very, very high heart rate. The highest it got was 205. It only hit that 205 like once or twice, and then it went down. It was still high. It was like 190s. It was all in the 190s. 200, 190, 190, 200, 180, 190. It was like varying between there, but it was never low enough to where it needed to be. So they said, we gotta do emergency cesarean now. At this point, I'm like, yes, they finna get her out. That's fine. You know, in my mind, I'm thinking yes, because she's getting out. But at the same time, I'm worried because I'm like, okay, my fever's high. Her heart rate's high. What's going on? They was like, oh, you done caught an infection. How did I get an infection so fast? Like, it was so much going on. So, oh yeah, and I tested positive for group B strep. So that was another thing too. Maybe I should do like a pre-labor vlog. I mean, I might. So yeah, I had group B strep too. So on to the cesarean. We are probably at about, you know what, I wouldn't even say, I would say all of that started about 11:20 because I had to get prepped and I was in a room and I had her at 12:02 in the morning, literally. So 12:02, soon as it hit the next day, she was out. So I would say, yeah, we're gonna fast forward, rewind back to about 11:20ish or so that all this is going on. But everything's happening so fast, like I wasn't thinking about times or nothing. So I'm going based on when she was born. So all that's going on, they said we gotta do emergency cesarean. They called on call their doctor to do this procedure or whatever. They did a procedure. Well, they prepped me up. They come in, literally shaved my vagina in one area, which was so crazy. It was like just straight down, like zzz, that was it. So they shaved my vagina, had her father change into his stuff, and next thing you know, I was out the room. I don't remember nothing else from that point. Like, it was just a blur. Like, I wasn't unconscious, but it was a blur. So I just know they flew me out. I was into the operating room. All these doctors came in. They started doing this call, you know, this. They was calling all types of stuff. Then you got to shoot me up. The anesthesiologist shooed me up, and I feel like this warm, it was like a hot some sensation, and just hit the body. And they kept, you feel this? I'm like, I don't feel nothing. They shoot some more. I'm like, oh my god. So it's like they shot up all my bottom part, and next thing you know, they started shooting up my top part. So I was numb head to toe, basically. I was just numb. Couldn't feel nothing, couldn't lift my arms really. I was out of it. So next thing you know, her father came in and they put the cover up, and all I could feel was some tugging like this. Like, I couldn't feel it. I just knew my body was moving. It was weird. But I could feel them moving me, tugging and cutting and all that. I didn't feel it. I knew that they were doing it. But I could feel the motions of my body moving and stuff. So, felt that a little bit. And next thing you know, they were like, I'm talking to the doctor. He's talking to me. And I was like, funniest thing was, I would never forget, I was in the room and I was like, so why you cutting? Can you leave some of that fat out too? And he was like, no. So I was like, dang, you know, I thought you was going, you know, give me a 2-for-1 special, but it's all good. So he's cutting, and okay, so he's cutting, my camera's doing something funny. So he's cutting and doing all that stuff, and the next thing you know, I hear them, she's stuck, get the vacuum. And I'm like, the vacuum? Okay, I know about the vacuum. You know, my cousin had to be vacuumed out vaginally, but I'm like, you finna vacuum her out my stomach that you already done cut open, that you just need to like go in, pull it out. She got stuck coming out of there. So I'm like, what in the world? So they was like, get the vacuum. They come over and I hear, Then next thing you know, I hear her go, and I ain't hear nothing else. I promise, it was just like that. It was like, and nothing else. So that one little sound made me just bust out into tears. I was crying, like, oh my god, you know. Then after a while, I'm like, wait a minute, she stopped. What's wrong with my baby? Started crying some more. And it was like, she's fine, mom. She's over here sucking her thumb. What? So they was like, she's fine. They didn't have to beat her or nothing. She just calmed herself down. Like, literally, she cried. It was like, when I'm here, I'm good. They put me down. She over there sucking her thumb, chilling. They already, you know, pulling out my placenta, getting ready to sew me back up. So I'm all right, cool. And then eventually, her dad, we got some footage because they told us we could take pictures but not record. However, how they gonna know he ain't recorded? So he did record some stuff for me. I was like, yo, yeah, you got that. Okay, cool. So we got a little footage, and I'm gonna insert pictures or a little footage here. I'm sorry, baby. Alright, so that's that. And they sewed me back up. He brought her over there to me because I couldn't hold her or nothing. He brought her over there. I looked at her. I promise you, I looked at her and I was like, oh. Like, that was it. It wasn't no, oh, my baby. It was like, oh. And they took her back. They took me to the, once I was sewed up, they took me to the, what is it called? Recovery, like the recovery section. And I was just sitting there, and next thing you know, they were like, we're going to bring your baby in here to you. So her dad bring the baby in. And I looked, I couldn't even hold her. Like, I couldn't hold her at all. And I was just like, oh. Oh, like, I was out of it. Went to sleep and everything. So I was like, you know, I'm telling him, like, go. Like, okay, I'm good. So, that happens. I recover good enough. I get put into my room that I was going to be in. And just to make this part even shorter, because I'm at 21 minutes. So, to make this shorter, I requested before I had her to be over into a certain section. So they had 3 labor and delivery, well, postpartum sections that you could go in. I chose to be in the oldest section of the building, so I wanted to be in unit 42. They made that arrangement happen for me, so I was over in that unit. My baby, however, did not do too good. She passed her Apgar testing and everything, but she didn't do too good. Like I said, I had gestational diabetes. She didn't do too well. Her sugar was dropping. Her sugar kept dropping. They couldn't get her sugar regulated, and they had to stabilize her one time with her breathing, I believe it was. So I was in unit 42 that day. I didn't see her for a whole day and a half, right at 2 days. I didn't get to see my baby. Unit 42 was a good, walking wise, a good 5-minute walk from where I was, depending on how you walking. But it was on a whole other side of the building, so of the hospital. So I didn't get to see her. Finally, they came back to my room and they were giving me updates of her and everything, and they were like, all right, so she's been admitted into the hospital, officially admitted. Of course, when you have them, they put you in the nursery, but then they put you in the room with, they put the baby in the room with you. But no, she couldn't come in the room. They actually admitted her into the hospital on her own, like by herself. And she had to be placed in the NICU. So she was in the NICU the whole 5 days that let me see. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So 3 or 4 days she was in the NICU. Basically the whole time I was there, she was in the NICU. Finally, I came home April 5th, had her April 2nd. So that, whatever that time frame is. So on that 5th, early morning, about, I would say 4 o'clock, they told me she's doing good. We'll let her come into the room. They kept her sugars regulated. I was praying, y'all. I was praying. I was like, God, just, you know, let my baby be okay. I want her to come home with me. I don't want to have to come back to the hospital every day to see her. I mean, if I had to, I would, but I would love to leave the hospital with my baby in my arm and everything. So he made that happen for me because the God I serve is wonderful. And she did really, really good. Her sugars was regulated. She was able to come to my room and sleep with me that morning, really, because it was the same day. So sleep with me for a little bit in the room. And everything was good. So that is really everything in a nutshell. I kind of tried to close it up a little bit because I didn't want to go over 25 minutes. So that was my labor in a nutshell. I'm just happy that she is here. Do I plan on having another one? No. I will maybe eventually, but right now it's a wrap for me because that was too much. That was just traumatic altogether. But I'm happy she's blessed and I'm blessed, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I wouldn't trade her for the world. I'm just happy that she's healthy and everything, and she's fat now. She just turned 2 months on last week. I think it was like, yeah, last week before last, whatever June 2nd was, because today is June the 10th. So she has turned 2 months and she is big, y'all. She's big baby, big baby. Ugh. Look at my little angel here. And she fussy because she want to go to sleep. So this is my chunky monkey. She has an Instagram account. Oh, I'm sorry. She has an Instagram account. You all can go follow her at Hi, I'm Kinley. So it's HI.IMKYNLEE. And I would greatly appreciate it. You can also follow me on social media at Simply Peyton. I think it's simply.peyton. So yeah, everything will be down below in the description. Her Instagram, my Instagram. And I will be making more videos. This is my first YouTube video on this channel since I've restarted my YouTube channel. So if there's any questions that you all might have, any concerns, anything that I've missed out that you might be like, what? I'm kind of lost. What was it? Just let me know, because I was like I wasn't trying to rush the video, but you know. So excuse my background. I had to come into the guest room to record because I got a lot going on where I normally record at in my room. So I came into the guest room to record. Plus the lighting was a little bit better. I will be putting out more content and stuff. The next video I'm gonna do is probably gonna be an about me video. So that you all can see or get to know me a little bit more and what my channel will be about. If there's any videos that you all might want to see, then, you know, let me know in the comments below. Like I said, any questions, concerns, drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell so that you will see when I post a new video, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and see you all later. Bye.